Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit. I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. WTF is super hot. Super hot. Super hot, etc., etc. You're going to be hearing a lot of that over the next few days, so you might as well get it out of the way now. It's by the SUPERHOT Team, and you might be familiar with this because it was a very successful little game jam title that came out, something of a prototype, and really caught a lot of people's attention. It got a lot of coverage on YouTube and things like that, and rightfully so, because it had a very interesting concept. The idea was, it's a first-person shooter that only moves when you do. So it's almost like being able to engage a permanent form of bullet time, freeze time essentially, and place your shots exactly where they need to be, dodge bullets, literally shoot bullets out of the air with other bullets, and all sorts of things like that. But the question is, at least it was in my mind, how exactly do you turn this really cool little demo into a fully commercial product? Something that actually is going to keep people's attention for longer than 10 minutes, something that's going to really go beyond its gimmick. Well, the answer is right here in the commercial form of SUPERHOT, and as you'll notice, it has a very interesting little interface right here. It is designed to imitate a very old computer, let me put it that way, with an old operating system. Its settings don't even work properly for the most part. It literally just says, go away. Like, no, don't do this. There's very little you can actually do with the settings. It's actually a Unity game, which means that you can customize some of the settings in a pre-launch menu. So if you want to change the resolution, you can do that. If you want to change the graphical fidelity, you can do that. And you can also turn on or off chromatic aberration and the AA, as well as mess with the gamma if you so desire. But I do love this very kind of, I suppose it's DOS-inspired little setup, and it permeates the whole game. I don't want to spoil that fact, because there is a story mode, and I've beaten it. Story mode took me just under 2 hours to beat, and once it did that, it unlocked a ton of challenges and endless modes, as well as a bunch of hidden content and things that are just very thematic. Let me just put it that way. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to do the story mode at all. I'm not going to talk about that in any way, because I really think you should experience that for yourself, because it's really quite cool. It's got this very awesome cyberpunk, almost neuromancer-esque theme to it. Kind of corporate dystopian future sort of idea, and I don't want to go any further into that, because again, it would kind of ruin it. Also gives you the option to restart your game's progress if you so desire. Unlock everything via debug, and the controls do not work at all. I believe you can change these again in the pre-launch menu. If it is a Unity game, usually you can do controls in the pre-launch menu, so I don't really know why that's there, but it is. You'll also notice there's a bunch of other folders here. These are full of weird things which have some reference to the game, including a fake chat room, a bulletin board system, and all sorts of other things. If you happen to be familiar with the technology of the early internet, things like BBS and all that sort of thing, then you'll find a lot to like here. It's really quite awesome. But you want to know how the game plays? Well, the best way to do that is to look at the challenges and endless modes, and this is also going to describe exactly how much value you're going to get out of this product, because that is a big concern for a lot of people. Cool gimmick, can it last? Let's find out. We head over to Endless right here. You'll notice that I have a number of options available, and you can unlock more depending on how many kills you get in these endless modes. And these are all different kinds of endless modes. So you've got your vanilla endless. This one is get us 30 kills as fast as possible, and that's my best time. Kill as many enemies as possible in 20 game time seconds. Kill as many enemies in 60 real-time seconds, and so on and so forth. Let's do 20 game time seconds to start with. I'm going to show you a bunch of different challenge modes, because these are little bite-sized pieces of gameplay right here. Alright, you'll notice that almost nothing is moving. If you've never seen SUPERHOT before, basically, SUPERHOT barely moves unless you do. So if I start to move, everything's going to run in real time. If I turn around, things are going to move in real time, and they're shooting at me. That's not good. So I'm going to sneak up on this guy and punch him in the face. Grab his gun out of the air, and then get shot in the back. Super hot, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. You die very, very rapidly in this game. You also have the ability to hot switch into enemies, which is kind of neat. Although, if you do hot switch into an enemy, they will throw their gun away in surprise. So, you do need to pick up another weapon. In this case, a computer monitor should do the trick. That should hit him in the face. I'm going to follow that one up, and he's going to stagger. Someone shot. I'm hoping I'm nowhere near that. I think I killed him, actually. Yeah, I hit him in the head. Alright, shotgun shells, want to avoid those. Is there anything I can grab nearby? Nope, but my hot switch is now available. Oh, God! I could have actually hot switched out of that. if I was quick enough, but I was not. I suck. Alright. Let's see if I can maybe, just maybe, dodge his bullets. Grab the computer monitor. Another bullet fired from somewhere. I'm gonna try and dodge that. Hello. You might do the trick. Hit him in the head. Grab his rifle. Someone else is shooting at me. I'm gonna try and... Oh, God. I can... Ah! Too slow. It's tricky. If you thought that being able to pause time and dodge bullets made this game easy, you are horribly mistaken. No, it certainly does not. And it's mostly down to the fact that you can't necessarily see where everybody is. You're reliant mostly on sound cues to figure out where everybody is. I know there's someone behind me, I think, because I heard a shot. I'm gonna throw this. And now I've got to be a little bit careful. Do I actually want to go in this direction? Well, what I could do now, he's about to drop his gun. If I hot switch into him, I can, in the middle of this debris, grab this gun and shoot that guy in the head. There's a guy with a katana there. Can I set up and maybe kill him before I get murdered? Possibly. Ready to fire. There's another one. Alright, I'll probably move forward here. I'm gonna turn slightly, make sure I'm not being shot. Okay. Maybe throw the gun, grab the katana. This is so cool. If you haven't figured this out already, this is one of the coolest ideas for an FPS I've ever seen. And surprisingly enough, it works really, really well. It requires precision. It requires strategy. It requires patience. And every single time you nail one of these little sequences, it feels so good. So very, very good. There's really, I suppose the idea of what you're doing is what you see action movie stars do in movies. Just, didn't even last the full 9 seconds. But I did kill 6 people. Here's the full real-time replay of what I did, by the way. Which is a very neat feature. And actually, the game has a built-in replay editor as well, and you can upload your replays to what they call Killstagram, which I thought was kind of cute. And you can edit them in the actual game itself and upload them that way. You don't even have to actually get a video editor of your own to do it. I dig it a great deal. It's a pretty simple idea, all things considered. But I have to admit, it is pretty damn well executed, as far as I am concerned. I don't even know what you could really add to it. As I was wondering, you know, are they going to advance the gameplay beyond what they showed in the prototypes? And outside of the hot switching enemies, which I don't think was in the prototypes, it certainly wasn't in the early prototypes, which are the ones that I played. I don't know if there was a more advanced prototype that had that. Outside of that, I don't think you really can. Like, I think the gameplay has as much in it as it needs to have. Frankly. And it doesn't have anything more than that. It does not have any extraneous, unnecessary fluff attached to it. The mechanics are pure. That's probably the best way I would describe them. There is a definite purity of design here. A clear vision for what they wanted to do. And a commitment to executing that vision. I am going to knock this bullet out of the air with a thrown gun because I am that damn awesome. And he's very surprised by that. Oh, another guy coming in from the side. Reload. I get 2 shots with this. I can hot switch if I want, but I'm not going to do that quite yet. I'm going to use that to avoid a bullet, most likely. Throw that way. Oh, I shattered his gun. We could punch him in the face, though, and then grab his weapon. There we go. Let's go. It's all going rather well right now. Oh, he's going to grab that out of thin air. Look at him. Smash. Lovely. Oh, I need another weapon. Oh, alright. Okay, time to hot switch. There we go. Get out of that, and I can grab that gun off. Oh, and dies. Damn it. It's almost less of an FPS, more of a puzzle game. You know, with the amount of planning and patience. Like, if you rush it, then you're going to lose. If you make any unnecessary movements, you're gonna lose. And you know, there's this wonderful theming going on there. There's this wonderful, I suppose, harmony between these mechanics and the overall aesthetic design of the game. Everything is minimalistic, maybe? Spartan? But everything feels necessary, you know? There's nothing in there that shouldn't be. And frankly, there's a lot to admire about that kind of purity of design, especially when it results in a really tense and enjoyable game. As I said, the story mode, which I don't really want to spoil, has some pretty cool elements to it. It's got some nice surprises and twists, and I think you'll enjoy it a great deal, which is why I'm not going to spoil it at all. But I am very impressed with the amount of replayability they've put in this. Look at all these challenges. You can do all sorts of things. We can do a Katana Only Run, and you can unlock all of the levels to actually do that Katana Only Run. So if we go into the corridor here, I can do this with Katana Only. You can play this game almost in any way that you want, based purely on the mechanics that the game has introduced up to this point. So if you want to do it with hot switching off, hot switching on, if you want to do it in... You can actually do it in pure real time if you want. You could... Almost anything you can think of actually works. And we're dodging them bullets. I'm not sure if you can slice a bullet out of the air. I haven't tried. I probably shouldn't try. That might be a bad idea. Nor do I want to really throw my katana here. I'm gonna have to dodge. Now I can get him. There we go. Oh, there's just that satisfying slice and the glass cracking as you smash that flat-shaded polygonal model. And then watch, of course, the whole thing in real time. If I had a criticism to make, it's that I kind of hope that the real-time replays would be a little bit cooler than they are. And I think it's mostly down to the animation quality. I was expecting to see some truly Matrix-like stuff when it comes to this game. But the problem is, I think that the animations were designed around moving in slow motion, as opposed to moving in real time. And I think it kind of ends up showing when you watch those real-time replays that it wasn't quite designed to run at that speed. The animations are a little stilted, they're a little jerky. So that results in the replays not looking quite as impressive as they could. But that is a minor gripe, frankly. I was thinking to myself, is there anything else that I can really criticize about this game? Maybe lack of music, but also perhaps that fits the minimalist theme, and also, does music really suit when you're stopping time constantly? There's a good question. Possibly not. Oh god. Nope. I'll have you. There we go. And I thought to myself, well, like, I can do it! I can slice him and... Oh, I can do it! I'm so happy. Now I'm gonna... Oh my god, there was something so satisfying about that. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Slice a bullet in midair and then throw a katana into his throat. You can't do that in most games, gotta admit. I was thinking to myself here, well, are there enough guns? Are there enough weapons in this game? And I thought to myself, actually, yes. There are. There are only 3 types of gun in the game. There is the pistol, a double-barreled shotgun, and a rifle. I thought to myself, could I possibly add any more? I was like, I could, but could I give them unique mechanics that would add to the game instead of them just being, again, extraneous fluff, as in content for the sake of content? And I thought to myself, actually, I can't think of a weapon design that would fit into this game that doesn't already overlap the role of another. Like, it serves, at that point, I think, no real practical purpose to add anything else. Which is why, again, I really admire what I call this purity of design and solid vision. With so many games that just seem to, feature creep for the sake of it, you have to admire it when a game knows exactly what it wants to do and does exactly that and nothing more. The pistol, the shotgun, the rifle, they all interact very differently, and they all serve their own specific purpose. If anything, perhaps you could argue that the katana and the baseball bat are a little bit too similar, but really, that's not necessarily true. You know, you can take someone's head off with the katana, and I'm pretty sure you can't do that with the baseball bat. I think the katana might actually be a strictly better weapon, which is a little weird, because all of the other guns... They're not... I don't think one is strictly better than another. For instance, the rifle fires multiple shots simultaneously, which uses up a lot of time. you don't necessarily want to do that. The pistol, I think, has 6 rounds in it, so it is pretty accurate and reliable. The shotgun, you don't require accuracy with it, but it only has 2 shots available. So all of the guns have their own purpose. So no, I don't think I can criticize it on lack of items either, really. And of course, you can just pick up any old thing that's next to you and throw it, which is actually enough to kill somebody, especially if you hit them hard enough in the head with it. I think in terms of replayability, the amount of challenges and endless modes that the game has is excellent. It is pretty much exactly, I think, what I would have wanted from a commercial version of this game. It is enough to keep me going. It is enough to consistently keep me playing the game, assuming that I enjoy the core gameplay loop. And if you haven't already guessed it, I freaking love the core gameplay loop. I don't just enjoy it, I think it's wonderful. Add to that incredibly stylish presentation, a really interesting and fun story mode, as well as a bunch of weird extras that didn't even really need to be there, but they just add so much thematically to the game itself. And what you actually have, shockingly enough, is a prototype that turned out to be a fairly complete, in fact, I wouldn't say fairly complete is unfair, a really complete package for what it's all about. I can see this game being popular with streamers and YouTubers when it comes to creating the best runs. It has built-in speedrunning modes. It has, of course, score modes and replay uploads. I think this game understands why people would keep playing it, and it gave enough content to make sure that they did. There was a risk that they would not, and there was, of course, also the risk that, as a result, the game would not be worth the money. And I simply don't think that's true. I think that the game is absolutely worth the price tag, even with a short story mode, because it simply has so much more to do after the story mode is done. Not to mention it's probably got some pretty awesome secrets hidden away. I got the impression that it did. But of course I wouldn't want to give anything away. Uh-oh. Hot switch. Yoink. Grab that. Is he dead? No, let's follow it up. There's another one spawning. This is endless, by the way, so... Uh-oh, can I... I don't know. Ah! Couldn't get him. Wasn't quite close enough. Almost, though. Almost. There's a ton to like about this game. Like, as someone that is a very mechanically focused gamer, it's very hard for me to not see this game as a thing of beauty in the way that it's designed. Just so well thought out. So few real criticisms to level at it, as far as I'm concerned. In terms of its mechanics, it's pure, it's well designed, everything harmonizes exactly, everything's there for a reason, there's nothing superfluous, there's no fluff. It's just a awesome piece of moment-to-moment gameplay, in the most literal way. Now, it really is all about that. And I just love the number of different ways they've given you to play this game. All sorts of different ways. You know, hard modes. There's a no restart mode. Can you beat the entire game without dying once? I mean, it gives you the ability to. It's so awesome that they supported all of this. They understood the challenge that they were facing and they met it head on. And as a result, I think SUPERHOT is fantastic. It's just wonderful. Aesthetically gorgeous. Mechanically beautiful. And endlessly replayable, perhaps, as long as you enjoy the core gameplay loop. And I think if you've, watched me playing it, you will know whether or not you enjoyed, or you are going to enjoy the core gameplay loop. And if not, well, I mean, you have my sympathy, because I've been having a blast with this so far. Switch. And grab. And shoot. That is never gonna get old. Well, I don't think so anyway. It certainly hasn't so far. Oh, I can't believe it. I think he shattered the glass and that actually made him drop his weapon. What a cool little piece of detail is that. Ah, it's so satisfying to play. Oh, please try it. Please do. I don't think you're gonna regret it. Hot switch ready to rock and roll. How about a katana Oh, no. Oh, okay. Never mind. Let's quick, I can get it. I can still get it. Get it. Can I could slice them. No, I missed. Never mind. It's okay. He got killed by his friend. Oh. It's hard to even talk while I'm playing this because I just want to focus on being the best time manipulating badass that I can be. It's awesome. It's just awesome. I love that this game exists, and I think you should try it. It's called Super Hot, ladies and gentlemen. It's been my absolute pleasure to present it to you today. Hopefully I did so in a reasonable fashion. If you liked the video, then by all means do feel free to click the like button, or dislike it if you so desire, and I'll see you next time.